Hello and welcome to Calculus 1 for the summer 2020 semester. My name is Eric. I'll be your instructor for the semester. My full name is Eric Gorenstein here. My email is on the syllabus. This is a 15-week online course. As you all know, I'm sure, all summer classes are completely online. And so there are specific dates, specific days and times posted. But our weekly schedule will run Monday to Sunday. So the week will start Monday morning and everything for that week will be due the following Sunday at midnight. So all of your homework is always due. Every Sunday at midnight, you will have calculus homework due. Nothing due during the week. There's no staggered assignments. Just everything for the week is due at the end of the week. Okay, and everything will be on Blackboard. On this syllabus, anything you see in red, anything in red is a link. So as we move through the syllabus, just keep that in mind. Now, this may be the first online class for many of you. And an online learning environment adds a whole nother layer of stress to the course. Many of you weren't planning on taking online classes, and many of you haven't taken online classes for a full semester before. So I will do my best. To simulate what happens in a face-to-face class with, I'll be recording videos and offering Zoom meetings and things like this. But I want you to keep in mind, if I am not giving you all the support you need, there's someone above me. Well, pretty much everyone's above me at the university, but the person directly above me who is listed here as the second point of contact is another professor. Her name's Silvani Vehar. She is, well, you can reach her at this email address. If you have concerns about the course, please email me first. If you have needs that I'm not meeting, the best thing to do is just email me or tell me, and I will do those things. In the case that I don't, if I'm not, for some reason, and this won't happen, I guarantee, I promise, but if I'm not responding to emails or I'm not posting things when I'm when I'm saying that I'm going to post them, tell Silvani. There's oversight here. So I want this transition to online learning to be I want to limit the amount of stress as best as possible. Okay, now, important disclaimer. This right here, and this is not my wording. This is straight from the College of Professional Studies. Each student is responsible for his or her or their access to the internet for purposes of this course and for research. Okay, so what that means is you have to have internet access to take this course. If you don't have internet access, you cannot take the course. It's like a textbook. You have to have internet. You have to have internet access for the course. So like this part right here, this is really important. Okay. So moving on in the syllabus, the course is calculus, and basically calculus is the mathematics of change. It's how we describe changing quantities, whether those quantities be money or position or force or electromagnetic flux or whatever it is, angles. This is the first of 3 courses. Actually, there's 4 calculus courses, calculus 1, 2, 3, and then differential equations. We'll actually do some differential equations this semester. But this course goes right into Calculus 2. Now, the required course materials, the only thing you need to buy this semester is access to a platform, an online platform called WebAssign. Now, WebAssign is where you will access all of your homework. It's where you'll submit all of your homework and your quizzes and your exams. Now, if you are not taking Calculus 2, if your Calculus 1 is your last math course, you can buy a 5-month access code for $100. But if you're taking Calc 2 in the fall, and then again Calc 3 in the following spring. You could spend $125 for the year for 12 months, and that'll get you through Calc 1, 2, and 3. We all use WebAssign here, so if you are taking Calculus 1 and 2 or 1, 2, and 3, and you purchase the 12-month access, there's nothing to buy for those next courses. Now, optionally, if you want, you could buy the textbook, the hard copy of the textbook, but the WebAssign account, it includes a digital textbook. Now, I'm going to leave the syllabus for a minute. I want to pop over to WebAssign. Now, what you need on WebAssign is right here. This class key, NEU 20449976. Let me scroll down a little bit. So this right here is the first piece of information that you're going to type into WebAssign. So you go to webassign.net. Looks like this. You're not going to sign in unless you've used this before, but assuming you haven't, enter class key. So if you've never used WebAssign, that's where you want to be. Enter the class key, and that's where you enter the NEU 20449976. Okay, and when you enroll, you'll see MTH 2100-02, that's our calculus course. Instructor, Eric Ornstein, that's me. Institution, Northeastern. Yes, this is my class. And you'll create an account. Okay. You don't need much information here, just email address, name, student ID. You don't even need your student ID. And then pick a password. Okay, and I'm going to log into my account just so you can see. Okay, student view. And go. Okay, so hopefully, yeah. All right, so this is the interface for WebAssign. You'll see on the left, these are all of your homeworks and your quizzes. Well, your exams aren't there. There's practice exams are up, and we'll talk about the exams a little bit later in the syllabus. Your practice exams are up, and everything, all the due dates through the end of the semester. The last assignments are due August 9th. Everything is posted, and there's a grade book integrated to WebAssign. So as you're doing problems, the grades are being automatically recorded in your gradebook. So your gradebook here is the gradebook I go by. So whatever you see is what I see. So you know exactly what your current grade is at all times throughout the semester. Now, you have the textbook right here. This is why you don't have to purchase the actual hard copy of the book. You could click on this. We have the 11th edition, even though the math hasn't changed since the first pretty much, but okay, we have the 11th edition. And so you can navigate, and this is, once you pick a section, this is identical to the actual hard copy. So if you want to look at, chapter 1, all right, so this is exact. Well, actually, this is better than the hard copy of the textbook. This looks like exactly what you see in the hard copy of the textbook, but there's also integrated videos and things like this. So there are definitely advantages to using this this digital book. So I highly recommend. I'm going to be posting videos of my own, but the first thing that you're going to do each week is read the sections in the textbook, and that might mean skimming them and just looking at the videos, but you have access to a lot of stuff here. Okay, so that is WebAssign. One more thing, so let's say, I don't know, we pick a section at random. Now, this is what the homework looks like. And it's basically these problems on WebAssign. These are exactly the same problems that are in the textbook. The only difference is you're typing your answer into your laptop rather than writing it down on a piece of paper. I want you to look over here on the right where my cursor is. This little Ask Your Teacher icon, or this Ask Your Teacher link. If you click on this, type a little message here, maybe not help me, but tell me specifically what your question is, and you click send, I get a screenshot of your problem. I see the exact problem you're working with, same numbers, and I'll see your message. So you could send me questions directly from the homework. I could address those questions. I could respond to you, and that's sort of our online equivalent of you raising your hand at the beginning of class and saying you have a question on the homework. All right. I mean, there's more to WebAssign. I'm sure you may have questions as we actually get into it and start using it. The last thing I want to say about WebAssign is, let's see if we could go back. Okay. Now, the reason I'm setting this syllabus out early is because I want to give you the opportunity to start the semester early if you want to. It's just an option. If you look at the first 2 weeks, Sunday, May 10th, you have 3 assignments due, and Sunday, May 17th, you have 2 assignments due. These first 5 assignments covering the first 2 weeks of class, there is no calculus. This is all a review of algebra, pre-calculus, and trigonometry. So there's nothing new for me to teach you in these first 2 weeks. So what I'm going to be doing is just responding to your questions. Calculus starts Sunday, well, actually Monday the 25th. It would be, calculus starts Monday, May 18th is when week 3 starts. So when we start 1.1, the way I'm presenting material will change a little bit. But for the first 2 weeks, if you want to log on today, whatever day it is that you're watching this video or reading the syllabus, if you want to log on today, create your WebAssign account and start in on your algebra homework, go for it. I mean, you still have the first 2 weeks of the semester, but the calculus is, it's a weird class, I think. Calculus 1. I think the calculus part of calculus is the easy part of the class. The calculus is the easy part. It's the algebra and the trig. It's the stuff you're supposed to know coming into the semester that I've seen. I mean, I've been teaching calculus for, this is year 18. So in almost 2 decades, I have seen many, many calculus students come through my classrooms. And when I see when I see calculus students struggle, it's usually because of algebra and trigonometry. Because if there's a problem in calculus that's 10 steps long, it will be 1 step of calculus and then 9 steps of algebra. That's how it works. Or maybe 9 steps of algebra and then 1 step of calculus. So I cannot stress this enough. Calculus 1 is a very, very algebraically intensive course. So the more review you do leading up to week 3, the better off you'll be. Okay. One more thing. We have Calc View and Calc Chat. These are your solutions manuals. So these are linked to our textbook. Calc Chat, if we open this link, these are the written out solutions, the step-by-step solutions. Let me open up Calc Chat. Calc Chat. Oh, there we go. Okay, so here's Calc Chat. We are using Calculus 11th edition. So click on Calculus 11th edition. Here's our textbook. Same little icon you see on WebAssign. And we go View to open the textbook. You pick a section, or you pick a chapter, you pick a section, and then you have all the odd numbered exercises. You pick a problem. You hit go. And now you have the step-by-step solutions to solve the problem. Every odd numbered problem is on here. The other one, Calc View. Let's go to Calc View. Okay, so we have Calculus 11th edition. These are video solutions. These is someone explaining a problem. I don't know, chapter 2, section 5 is the one I picked before. It's just random. So now here you'll see you have select problems. You don't have a video for every single problem, but there might be 10 or 15 of the same type of problem in the book. You'll get one video for that type of problem. There'll be another dozen problems of the same type. You might get one video from there. Definitely check it out at least once. You know, any of these resources, look at them at least once. And if you decide it's not for you, that's fine, but take a look at it once. All right, so their websites, they're also apps, both of them, Calc View and Calc Chat. They make it super easy. They're both iPhone and Android. They're both available there. Okay, expectations and workload. You should expect to be spending a good, 6 to 8 hours a week on calculus. Sometimes maybe closer to 10 or 12 if it's a quiz week. There's going to be 4 quizzes throughout the semester. But this is definitely not a class where you want to plan one day a week to get your calculus done. I'd say yeah, around 10 hours somewhere, give or take. The amount of time you spend really depends on how you are with algebra and trig, and that's it. It's not the calculus. It's the algebra and the trig. Okay, homework. Everything, like I just showed you on WebAssign, all the homework and due dates are posted. Okay, now this is important. When you're doing the homework, you can redo a problem for full credit up to 3 times. If you get a problem wrong 3 times, you're going to start losing 10% per attempt. So on the 4th try, if you get it right, you get 90% credit. On the 5th try, if you get it right, you get 80% credit, and so on. You could send questions through WebAssign. We already talked about that. Every homework problem is a version of a book problem. Okay, homework assignments do not need to be done in one sitting. You could do a couple, handful, half dozen, whatever. Save, come back. Okay, you can also ask for extensions through WebAssign. If you do, and it says it down here, each extension request receives a 20% late penalty. So if you don't finish the homework by Sunday night, you could still do it for partial credit. But that's going to eat into the time you have for the next week. And every week is going to be a lot more calculus to do. So please stay on track with the due dates. Don't let it pile up. It's going to stress you out and you're going to lose credit. This one right here is important. I'm going to go ahead and let's highlight this one. In WebAssign, in the WebAssign platform, if you send me a question or if you send me an extension request, I don't get a notification. WebAssign does not ping me or email me. I do not get a notification that you send me a homework question or an extension. So if you do, you also have to either email me or text me, and I'll send my cell phone number in a separate email. I don't want it on YouTube. If you send me anything through WebAssign, just shoot me a quick text. Hey, Eric, I just posted a question. Hey, Eric, I put in an extension request. Whatever it is. If you text me, I'll log on right away and deal with it. If you don't, I won't see it until the next day I sign into WebAssign, which is not very often. I might sign into my WebAssign account once a week if I don't hear from any students. Okay. There's a total of 4 quizzes. The quizzes are already posted on WebAssign. With the quizzes, they must be done in one sitting. with the homework, you know, if the homework's got 10 questions or whatever, if you do number one is graded before you move on to number 2. You know if number 1 is right. If it's right, you get credit, you move on. With the quizzes, you submit the whole quiz all at once, like a normal quiz, and then once you hit submit, then you see which questions are right, which questions are wrong. There's going to be 2 exams, and we'll see a little bit later on the schedule the exact date of the exams. No makeup exams are permitted. I'll talk more about the exams later. You'll have to download a separate browser to access a WebAssign test, but it takes just a couple of seconds. We'll talk about that later. Extra credit assignments are not available. Student learning outcomes. Yeah, have a look at these. Course methodology. So basically, the 2 key points here on the course methodology is one for me and one for you. For me, I'm going to try to simulate as much of what goes on in a face-to-face classroom as possible in this online environment. And for you, it's in your best interest to prepare yourself before starting any work. That means read the textbook, watch my videos, go through my notes that I post, anything else supplemental that I post. Take the time. If I'm posting it, it's something you should probably watch or work through or read. Okay, so this semester, quizzes 20%, homework 30% of your grade, midterm and final 20% each. The midterm will cover chapters 1 and 2. The final will cover chapters 3, 4, and 5. There will be a project. I'll have a folder on Blackboard with the project, with directions, everything. We'll talk about that in a separate video. Grading scale is the standard undergraduate grading scale. I'm sure you're familiar with. Now, our weekly schedule. These align with the dates on WebAssign. All the homeworks align with the dates posted on here. What's important? Let's see. Week 4, week 5. Okay. Week 7. No new material. So we have 6 weeks of math. Week 7 is prepare and take the midterm. That midterm is going to be due Sunday the 21st. Sunday the 21st at midnight. And again, I'll tell you this all again in a separate, announcements closer to the time, closer to the day. And then finally, week 15. Again, no new material in week 15. It's to prepare and take the final exam. All right, so you know exactly when the midterm, exactly when the final is going to be. We have end of course evaluations. Hopefully, you have good things to say about the course, but constructive criticism is also very important. Academic integrity. This is all pretty standard boilerplate stuff from here on out. Student accommodations, library services. Like I said, I made all the links red so they stand out. Tutoring services, online tutoring services. Oh, that reminds me. Let me go back to CalcChat. All right, so CalcChat, like I said, CalcChat is where you get all of your solutions, all of your written out full solutions to online problems, or to odd numbered problems from the textbook. Also, there is online tutoring. I don't know how it's affected currently by the corona stuff that's going on, but maybe we'll see if this schedule is up to summer 1 to 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay, it's 7:41 here now. So yeah, I've never interacted with them personally, but I know this is on CalcChat you have it's mainly for a solutions manual, but you also have tutoring. So you have the CalcChat tutoring, and you have the Northeastern tutoring. Okay. That's about it. Catalog, diversity and inclusion, Title IX. Yeah, read through all of this. It's pretty much the same, from the from end of course evaluation surveys down. You read that on your own. It's pretty much the same text that you'll find on all of your syllabi for different courses. So that about does it. If you have any questions whatsoever, please reach out. I'll be as available as possible. I will do my best to answer emails within 24 hours. Sometimes it's not possible. I have 2 small children running around, so sometimes they sort of keep me occupied. But if not the same day, I will always get back to you by the next day at the latest. So again, welcome to the course. Good luck. I hope everyone is staying safe. And again, along the way, if there's anything I could do to help, or if there's any additional things I could sort of weave into what I post each week that I'm not thinking of doing, please ask. Just it never hurts to ask. Okay, I look forward to the class.